Hey everyone, welcome. My name is Andrew Weiss, and today I'm here to talk about the company Podfest and how we're working on making it future proof. And I'm also going to get my timer out as well to make sure I'm on time, and we'll go ahead and dive right in. So, just a little background on me personally. I'm actually born and raised in Oregon, so from the West Coast, and so excited to be here presenting to California today. And even though in this picture I'm actually 6 feet tall, I'm the runt of the family. And so I've always kind of had a little chip on my shoulder, want to work extra hard and be able to adjust to that. I'm also left-handed, so if there's any of the lefties in the room, would represent. They say we're a little bit more creative and representing 12% of the world, so that's another unique thing. And then I was also fortunate enough to grow up in an entrepreneurial household where my father taught me at a young age that it is possible to have that time freedom, that wealth freedom, if you put the right strategies in place and be able to do that. And then I also love serving others. I love public speaking because I figure if I want to make the most impact, then I want to be able to learn how to talk to 100 or 1,000 people at a time versus talking to one or two people at a time. And so out of college, I worked with an organization called the Young Entrepreneurs Business Week. And I essentially traveled around the entire state of Oregon teaching professional skills to high school students to make sure that they're ready for the world after high school. And back in October 2019, I decided to become an entrepreneur and I launched my own brand company or brand event called Fight the Fluff because I was so frustrated going to events, hearing speakers who would talk without actually saying anything. And I wanted to be able to find speakers who actually give actionable, tangible content, like give me the goods, like what do I actually need to know rather than just saying why things are important, like what's actually important. And so I got a chance after throwing that successful event, I got connected to Podfest because we also shared that value of bringing in high quality speakers who want to serve the audience. And also with Podfest, we broke a Guinness World Record for world's largest virtual podcasting event in August 2020 because Podfest was an in-person event until the what happened. And we essentially was able to bring everyone together virtually around the world. And we've done 7 events together since. And so just some quick background on Podfest itself. It actually started in 2013 with just 13 people when people barely even knew what podcasting was. Nowadays, it's you hear about Joe Rogan, who got paid $100 million by Spotify for his podcasting brand. So it's just mind blowing how it went from literally zero to hero, and we're still in the very niche infant stages of podcasting itself. And then back in 2014, he did another podcast workshop as well. 2015, growth started to happen a little bit more. We saw 100 people actually start coming to these Podfest events. And then it doubled again in 2016. And they also made a documentary called The Messengers, which you can also find on YouTube to kind of learn more about the podcasting space and what it's been like for people who've been there, quote unquote, since the beginning. And then 2017, we saw even more people. 2018, I wanted to show, 2017 still wanted to show a picture from Chris, who loves the spirit of 1 million cups so much that this is definitely the values that he incorporates with the Podfest brand is a community of people who are constantly helping each other out, happy to be there, happy to support each other. And that's Chris, the guy who founded the company, and talking about how excited he was about it. And then 2018, we saw about 500 people. And then, as I mentioned, 2019, we saw about 1,000. 2020 was 2,000, peak of everything. And then world went dark and we went virtual in 2020 to bring 5,000 plus people together. And essentially, yeah, we have a great spirit of the community. Everyone's happy to be there. Everyone's excited, and just wanted to show that spirit in this screenshot here. And the solution we're bringing is that when most people go to events, they feel like they're just a number, like here's your name badge, go sit down kind of thing, versus people being welcomed and saying, how can we help you? How can we support you? What do you need? Let me introduce you to this person. Let me give you this book and this resource over here. Everyone is here to support each other. And it's very exciting to be a part of that community where everyone wants to actually see each other succeed and collaborate versus quote unquote compete. And then another solution we have is that, as I mentioned, our speakers, they give actionable, tangible advice. They don't just talk about why things are important. They say, hey, if you want to grow your podcast brand, do this. Hey, if you want to be able to monetize your podcast, do this. And so we bring in top tier speakers who are masters at their craft. And the beauty of that too is that they don't have to have hundreds or thousands of followers to come be a speaker. That if we are confident that they have a topic or a subject that can serve others, we're more than happy to bring them on. Another example of a topic is one guy talked about how he makes 5 figures a month just selling wreaths to people, and just being able to give them that platform where people are ready to learn and ready to support each other. And we have been seeing a lot of momentum so far, people being excited about our events. So here's a screenshot of this guy named Alex with Comic Crusaders, and how excited he gets coming to our events, interacting with everyone, and how pumped he is to be able to attend our events and networking meetings. Here's an example of our content working. Kristen, she took advice from our speakers right then and there during the event, and was able to get sponsored right there on the spot. So this is a huge confidence boost for us as an events organization, that our speakers really are giving great content. And when the audience takes action on it, it's going to work. It's going to help get them from point A to point B to wherever they want to go. And so the way we're becoming future proof is, because of the pandemic having to shift to virtual, we're actually going to do our first hybrid event in November, where we're combining virtual and in person. And we're hoping that people want to get out of the house after a year and a half, coming up on 2 years. And so we landed the Amelie Arena in Tampa, Florida, where it got rated one of the best well-run organizations in the country. They are known for sanitizing it and following all procedures to make sure everyone feels safe and clean and while they're there. And yeah, the help we'd like with today is ideas on how we can help raise awareness for the event. Our revenue comes from ticket sales and sponsors. And kind of the best compliment, kind of insult we feel guilty about, is people always say, I wish I had heard about Podfest earlier. So any ideas to help raise awareness? And then of course, what helps bring people to our events is it's amazing speakers. And so if you know any expert speakers who can talk about podcasting or video branding, we're also doing a blockchain Bitcoin event that coincides with the event in November. We'd love your insights there. And with that said, I'll open the floor to any questions.